listening. Part 2. You will hear a teacher at a secondary school giving some students advice about how to choose a career. For questions 1 to 10, complete the sentences with a word or short phrase. Play the recording twice. You now have 45 seconds to look at Part 2.
Good morning, everyone. As you know, I'm here to talk to you as you start to make decisions about what careers you want to do in future. It's an exciting thing to be thinking about, and it's important to get it right. You need to choose something which will match your skills, of course, but also something that you feel works for your personality as well. And the good news is that there are just so many interesting and rewarding jobs to choose from these days. So, where do you begin? Well, it's important to choose a career that you're going to be successful in, so you need to be realistic about what you're good at. So, for instance, someone who likes meeting people and talking to them might enjoy being a hairdresser, but hate working as a technician, which is a job that's behind the scenes and doesn't involve much contact with people. And if you're good at handling difficult situations and finding a solution after an argument, you might like to sign up with the police. You probably wouldn't be happy working for a company in an office job where there wasn't much challenge. After that, the next step is to decide what you want from a job. So it's a good idea to sit down and make a list. Write down your priorities. There are several things to consider. For example, do you want a job which gives you satisfaction and makes you feel that you've done something worthwhile at the end of the day? Alternatively, is it important that you'll get promotion after a few years? These are things you really have to consider before you make any decisions. Now, when you've reached that stage and decided that a particular job might be for you, you should find out if there are any qualifications that you need. Do you have to have a degree to do the job, or will they accept you for training without one? Knowing that might affect decisions about what you do here at school. Moving on, another factor to consider is where the jobs you'd like to do are located. If you want to become a teacher or a nurse, there are jobs all over the country. But if you want to be a chemist, and work in a pharmaceutical company, there are fewer jobs, and they may not be near where you live. So you have to decide whether that will be a problem for you. Now, there's one thing I haven't mentioned so far, and that's money. I would say it's important to realise that it isn't the chief consideration when it comes to making career choices now, although it may become increasingly important as you get older. The most important things at the moment are interest and enjoyment, and finding something you have the ability to do. And there's something else I'd like to point out. I definitely say that if you have a real passion for something, then see if there's a job you can do related to it. So if you love cooking, why not think about becoming a chef? It may turn out to be just the job for you. There's one final suggestion I'd like to make. Before you make any firm decisions about a long-term career, it's very important, whatever you all decide to do, to try and gain some experience. Any is better than none. And if you want to be a doctor or dentist, as a few of you have already mentioned, you may find that medical schools will only consider your application if you've already spent some time working as a volunteer.